What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the upgraded tournament. So if you haven't seen it before and you're wondering what this is, it's a simple concept. 48 characters are put into a tournament based on the potential of somebody being upgraded into a playable character. Well, then Min happened, so we're continuing this tournament regardless on the fact that maybe we could have one or even more characters get upgraded into playable character status. So we all know Sis Trophy spirits, me costumes, background characters, Pokemon, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the whole premise of this tournament. And there's a few rules we got to follow before we get into the voting and getting the results. But don't worry, we know the rules. They're simple to follow along with. All right, rule number one, you got to be open-minded for this tournament because, like I said, it's the upgraded tournament. So you got to be open-minded to the fact, or maybe not the fact, but the possibility that we could get another character being upgraded into playable character status, So, yeah, open-minded for that. Next rule, probably a big one. You only get one vote per person. Let's keep it fair that way, just one vote per person. How do you vote, though? Simple. Down in the comments, type the name of the character you are voting for. And then if you really do like both the characters, though, you can vote for both of them by simply typing the word both. Totally fine. It's all cool. Otherwise, rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. Then once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual match, if there happens to be a tie in the votes, gonna flip a coin on camera, fairest way to break a tie. And each match on voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week. That's it for the rules. Let's get to the rest of the video. All right, so we got to run over the results from last week real quick. The results are from Gardevoir, who is taking on Octolings. Again, loser bracket matchup, meaning somebody's getting eliminated. This one wasn't necessarily close at all, but the winner ended up being Gardevoir. Gardevoir advances to the next round. 28 votes for Gardevoir, only 16 for Octolings. So congrats, Gardevoir. At least one more match against Crystal. That's a little bit later. Probably next week, I believe. Otherwise, yeah, Octolings have been officially eliminated from the tournament. No, not many people want to see them, or really, they're not anybody's favorite. How about we put it like that? But let's get to the matchup today. This one is a very, very interesting one for, well, multiple reasons. 2 very, very big, very iconic characters in their own right. So today's matchup, Chun Li from the Street Fighter franchise is taking on Rayman from Rayman. So this is going to be a fun one. We'll see how this goes. So Chun Li is up first, but Chun Li's interesting in regards to like Nintendo and Capcom, right? They got good relationships going on. They work well together. We got Ryu in Smash Wii U 3DS as a DLC character. Awesome. Ken ended up getting put in as an Echo Fighter for the base roster of Smash Ultimate, which makes total sense why Ken got in, right? But if you look at Street Fighter and you're like, all right, if there was any 2 characters that would get in Smash Bros, yeah, Ryu, and then probably Chun Li. I mean, right? She's been at the forefront. She's been at the beginning. She's been there since the beginning, I should say, of Street Fighter. She's been duking it out with Ryu all this time, and it's like one of the most, I say it all the time, but like, come on, one of the most iconic female gaming characters out there today. Yeah, she's in Smash Bros. She's a spirit, which is, well, why she's in this tournament after all, right? It's the upgraded tournament. So, Chun Li, potential is super, well, it's just there. It's easy to recognize, right? Moveset, that's also easy. She comes from a fighting game, right? So again, if you like the Ryu, Ken, Terry Bogard type of play style, you're going to like Chun Li as well. If you know Street Fighter, if you know Chun Li, well, you know what you're getting for a character at least. So Chun Li, that's something that helps people purchase the entire Fighter's Pass. When you have more characters that you recognize, and this is a big deal for Fighter Pass 2, is a lot of people are waiting to see what at least the majority of the Fighter's Pass is going to be. Like, they might wait for like the first half, and if they're like, actually these 3 characters are awesome, then they might jump in to buy the whole thing. Or if they wait for the 4th one to be revealed and go, all right, yeah, we got 2 or 3 really solid options, okay, I'll buy the whole thing. And solid options can mean so many different things. That could be characters that you personally want to see in Smash Bros. It could just be characters that you recognize and you're like, yo, actually, solid addition. I have no argument against him. Maybe it's not somebody I was necessarily rooting for, but solid addition. And Chun Li, in my opinion, definitely deserves it. Would be a very solid option in the roster, right? We know what we're getting with her. We know the name. We get all the recognition. We get all that stuff. So the only weird thing would be is if she got in, that means Street Fighter would have 3 playable reps as a third party franchise having 3 playable reps. Now let that sink in for a second. When you have first party Nintendo franchises, again, I'm not trying. This is not a knock on Street Fighter or Chun Li in the slightest. It's just a funny coincidence if it were to happen. Funny like comparison. If Chun Li were to happen to get in, right, and then you look at characters or franchises like Kirby, who only has 3 characters, who has plenty more to choose from. You got the Donkey Kong series, who only has 3 playable characters, and they have many more to choose from as well that could be in the roster. And it's like, whoa! Could you imagine though how the community might kind of rally around that? I don't know if rally is the right word, but how they might just kind of just talk about the fact that a third party franchise would have 3 reps, right? And the first one could be Street Fighter. That could be very interesting. And again, Street Fighter's got a lot of worthy candidates. Again, Chun-Li's got to be at the top or at the very top of that list. We all know who Chun-Li is, right? We know what she does. So if you're going to vote for her, you know why you're going to vote for her. If not, then you're probably voting for her opponent, Rayman. So Rayman's also in another really, I don't know if it's a good boat at this particular spot after the Min reveal. After the whole spirits deconfirm, something can get upgraded, right? Rayman being a spirit. All right, cool. Spirits can be upgraded. Rayman could be upgraded. Now, I know I've talked about this. This was, almost 2 years ago was this brought up? Rayman frozen on the battlefield. Look, absolutely. At first, when I seen it, absolutely, I believed it. There's a little image, and it honestly looks like Rayman. He's got his hair. He's got his nose, his big nose. He's got his face. It looks like Rayman is honestly frozen in the battlefield. Now, how funny would it be 2+ years later if on the off chance Rayman happened to become playable in Smash Bros? What if, as a nod to, I don't know, the community or just kind of like a cool little thing, for his reveal trailer, right? Just got some characters fighting it out on Battlefield, and all of a sudden they just like the ice in the background. Is it ice or is it crystals? It looks like ice. Either way, the ice or the crystals, starts to crack open and Rayman actually emerges and he gets to, fight it out with the legends. That would be such a cool reveal trailer because then it's like, yeah, he was there the whole time, right? It'd just be a fun little thing to, I don't know, kind of tie in his character. So let's talk about Ubisoft for a little bit here. So Ubisoft finally got representation in Smash, right? With the random Rayman trophy in Wii U 3DS. Then we get the not the assist trophy, sorry. Then we get the spirit. Again, it was like so many things lined up for a Ubisoft rep to finally be playable in Smash Bros. They did the Mario Kingdoms crossover battle. That was a phenomenal game. Ubisoft did that. And we still didn't get the spirit. Only a spirit for Rayman. It's like, what? He was one of the leading, most thought of characters amongst the community to be in the roster as a playable character. It is, I don't know, it still baffles me a little bit. But, so, after Rayman, right, we got nothing. Ubisoft doesn't have any playable reps. But back in Byleth, right, it was Byleth. Ubisoft ended up getting a few things. Got the Altair, which has now been renamed to the Assassin's Creed Mii outfit. At first it was Altair, if anybody remembers that. We also got the Rabbids Mii costumes. But weirdly enough, they didn't get Rayman. Now, I'm not saying it's implying anything one way or the other. It's not implying Rayman's going to be in. It's not implying he's not in. But if we're going to get Ubisoft Mii costumes, and if Rayman isn't actually going to be a playable character, Wouldn't it have made sense to make him a Mii fighter? You know, I, I guess that would have, it would have just been like the perfect time. Like, hey, Ubisoft gets a little bit more, right? Okay, perfect. Now we still didn't get that, and like you could make him a Mii brawler easily. I like that. It could work, but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I think it fits. It would be all right. People would be okay with that. People would. I think people would like it. People would purchase it. Make it a deluxe Mii costume for all we know. Maybe the deluxe Mii costume isn't just relegated to just the indie characters. Maybe we do go third party. Oh man, could you think about Rayman being a deluxe Mii costume over an actual playable fighter? That probably wouldn't go over too well with people. Now that I think about that, right? It's like, what? We got this AAA third party character here, and they're a deluxe Mii costume. Look, if Rayman happened to be that deluxe Mii fighter, I'd probably buy it, to be honest. But at the same time, I'd be like, come on, you could have just made him a character, right? At this point, he's starting to get like the Waluigi sort of treatment, like close but not quite. Wii U 3DS, right? Oh, he's in Smash Bros. No, it's just a trophy. Oh, he's in Smash Ultimate. There's a spirit. I don't know. It's in a weird spot. Rayman would definitely get people to buy it. Definitely more of a Western type audience. I've described or talked about this in the past with Rayman. Games do not sell well in Japan, so maybe that's what's holding them back ultimately. Because look, Smash Bros. Is, I think, primarily a Japanese sort of base game that really just blew up around the world, right? So, yes, we do have a few Western representations of playable characters in the roster. Awesome. I like that. Well, I want to see more representation from around the world, maybe not just one country so much, but hey, I'm not in charge of Smash Bros. I can't change that. Whatever the Nintendo decides to put in the roster, I'll live with it. I'll like it. I'll play as it. If I don't enjoy the character, I'll just go to a different character. But I don't know. I think for this one, like both of them, I can see myself playing both characters. Honestly, easy. So voting was a little tough, but I think ultimately I decide the smart thing for me, I would say I'm going to vote Rayman. I think I would like to see him a little bit more. Again, nothing against Chun Li. I would love to see Chun Li. I do like that hand-to-hand combat style, the Ryu, Ken, and Terry. I love that. Get another one like that, Chun Li, sure. But no, I think I got to go Rayman for this one. So let me know who you guys got down in the comments, Rayman, Chun Li, or both. All good options. That is it for this one. Sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow's matchup is going to be Kamek taking on Funky Kong, two first-party characters. And the results for tomorrow are going to be from Pauline, who is taking on Shovel Knight. That's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully catch you on the next one. Peace out, buddy.